to avoid getting poisoned or not. The thing I use it for more than resisting AF poison is I like the fact that it halves the damage from things like Venom Bolt, you know? Actually, it reduces it by 66%. Wow. Prevents poison. Okay, well, here we go. Prevents poisoning and cure RA 66% of the time. Yeah, and the other thing is it will reduce the chance of hornets slowing or paralyzing you, which is huge. So yeah, it's a roll. It's a roll, unfortunately. If you want to be poison immune, you've got to play as a ghoul or some other undead, or you have to turn yourself into a statue. Like, look at that, I'm super poisoned right now, and it's mainly because my AC is shit. Yep, you can still be paralyzed by hornets with our poison. It's horrid, and should not be the case, but it is what it is. Simply reduced, not removed. Yeah, man. Trust me, you'll learn that one quick the first time your character dies. Also, it does absolutely nothing to stop you from being confused by the Tarantella. Okay, Kirky is over here. Yeah, if you cast that form while you are flayed, the flay just goes away. Yeah, you start with 6,000 turns in a particular branch, and then you get another 6,000 each time you go down. So this is pretty normal. Okie dokie. We can be porculated. We have cancel though. What's the fastest way to kill this lady? She has no AC. There's no real reason for me to acid her unless I just really want weapon, or really want damage rather. I think we go up. I think we actually blow a condenser vein on her. I think we use tremor stones because it'll just do a lot of damage with her no AC. I could start lightning rodding. I think I'm just going to melee. Oh boy, I could be paralyzed, but she'll die in the clouds, so I don't need to be worried, even if I got porculated or paralyzed. And that's why Condenser Vein or Wand of Clouds in an older version is very good. It's particularly nice in situations where you could get paralyzed or otherwise neutralized. Hey, Voice of Enki, how you doing, buddy? Hope you caught the VODs of your request, because I did finish that run eventually. Didn't kill anything. Our defenses are just not quite good enough. I'm gonna blow a couple acid charges just to clear this stuff out. There's really no fire damage in here unless I run into an annoying unique. I probably should go grab my cloak. My +2 cloak and just wear that. Yeah, we'll burn some turns. It's okay. It's just inventory is a problem. We have Iron Plus all the time from the sword for the time being. Gosh, what do I want to drop? I'll drop the Ring of Profire, and if need be, I'll drink Resistance, I guess, if I really need it in a pinch. Yeah, there's no reason for me to be running around in Spider without the extra AC. Oh yeah, no problem, dude. My pleasure, as they say at Chick-fil-A. Let's pop this guy on. +6 intelligence, I don't need that. Man, I could go for some Chick-fil-A right now. Manual of Short Blades. The game really wants me to use this short sword and or Vampire's Tooth. I gotta say, that's kind of sick. I'm sure this is just RNG, but the fact that Short Blades manual showed up right next to Vampire's Tooth is cute. I still don't want to do that, though. Is that a quick blade? That is a quick blade. Wow, +12 quick blade. That's almost worth using, even though you better believe I don't want to be a short blades guy. With Gozag, I can get some cute little stabs with that, I suppose. But our stealth aptitude is terrible. No, Vamp Drain, Vamp Brand doesn't care about food. They took that out before they even took out food. It's tempting, man. With that manual on the table, it actually is tempting. It almost pays. It probably entirely pays for the amount of experience I already put into axes. It's just going to be weird trying to fight orbs of fire. I mean, we can use evocables for it, I guess. Totally wacky. I don't think I'm going to let myself get memed into becoming a short blades man. I could be bribed into it with bits probably, but otherwise I don't think it's the right path. Streamer RNG, It's just when I have 4 enchant weapon already, and actually I have 5, 6, 7 enchant weapon available, all I have to do is brand a broadaxe and just go to town eventually. And then I'm on the golden path, basically. Let's identify... Scroll of Silence. I could have used that before. Versus Jorgrun. For a nice guaranteed kill. Well, yeah, short blades are great in the early game. If you find a branded one, it's outrageous, but mid-game, late game, you're just kind of like not having fun, you know? The damage is just not enough. I mean, if it wasn't Vamp Drain, if it wasn't Vampiric as the brand, then maybe, you know, with the plus 12 plus being a quick blade and then give it Vorpal or something, then I might have done it, but yeah, well, but the problem is that a lot of the late game stuff is immune to Vamp, so Vamp definitely falls off a bit in the late game. Okay, we can silence him. Let's get him, let's yell for him so he bellows at me, yeah. Okay, we want to lure him right next to us. And wait. We will acid him. Bostier! Thank you for the sub, man. Appreciate that, buddy. Wait, just kidding. That is Assassin0 who gifted a tier 1 sub. Thanks, man. I always say the wrong name when that happens because I have to look to the right, my rightmost monitor, and see the Twitch chat that tells me who actually gifted it, but the alert itself says the person who received the gift. You won't be able to vamp enough anyway against Orbs of Fire. Well, you can't. I mean, you can't vamp against them, period. They're immune. They're non-living. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we blue acid this guy. Notice his AC is none. We should be able to just melee his ass down now. And he has a Vorpal Broadaxe, so there's our... Shit, the acid ran out. Let's do this again. Okay, let's stop fucking about. I'm going to use Condenser Vein. I don't have any RF is the thing. Oh no. Oh no. I have no RF and I'm on fire. That's okay. Okay, we'll drop this Broadaxe. We'll pick up this Broadaxe. Condenser Vein is the replacement for Wand of Clouds. It's one of the few items that they've changed out that I don't entirely hate. It's very powerful. Probably more powerful than Wand of Clouds. Certainly less interesting because it just poops out clouds on all your enemies, basically, rather than you having to use it intelligently to deny, you know, to aim it correctly, to deny space and stuff like that. And you can't, obviously you can't do it more than once because it recharges. It takes time to recharge as you gain experience. But out of all the evocables that they've swapped out, that one's the least offensive to my sensibilities. It's not terrible. All right, let's go ahead and enchant this up. Okay, so it's a +5 Vorpal. We have 3 more. We could make it 6, 7, 8. That's 1 away from maxed. Lamp of Fire without RNG. Well, the thing is, Lamp of Fire didn't have RNG if you used it properly. I hate the fact that they took out Lamp of Fire, but no, it's more like Cloud Wand because, or Wand of Clouds rather, because it doesn't always give fire. It can be any kind of cloud that Cloud Wand could do. Uses the same code actually, as far as I remember. All right, let me take a look at all this garbage in here. Oh boy, that's a very defensive ghost. I mean, Lamp was just a cool item which was well designed. There's no good reason for me to go in here. What do I want? The Scroll of Ammo? I don't want to be... I'm going to have to use resources probably to get out of this. If, you know, I can go in there and walk to the exit and pull some stuff out, but I probably end up confused along the way by a Tarantella. If I had my Condenser Vein ready... Yeah, we'll come back here with Condenser Vein charged probably, and then we can just kill all this stuff instantly. Yeah, the XP is good, but let's do it intelligently, yeah. Shields are almost 15, cool. Alright, here's the moment of... This is the moment of truth and judgment that you always come to in Spider. Can your character melee an Emperor Scorpion without using resources? And the answer for this guy is, it depends. It depends on how many things I block and how much damage I do. So we can do it, but that could have just as easily swung the other way. Okay, guys, I'm going to use it. This is the only use for Potions of Attraction, and it's still completely brain dead to do it. Essentially suicidal to drink this potion. But I used it. It exists for one enemy and one enemy only. The worst crawl idea of all time, perhaps. I guess I could see the point if they added more things that ran away from you, but... Oh man, AF Confuse is so spooky. Okay, he got shafted. Would be nice for Elf and B crawl. Yes. Still probably suicidal to use. I mean, do you really want monsters right next to you? I don't. Not most of the time. With no ability to get away. Holding down tab and praying. I don't recommend that versus orb spiders. So we go into the hallway to fight this stuff, so we don't get surrounded by redbacks. With a big shield orb, orb spiders are not that big of a deal, to be honest. You block most of their attacks, but remember that if it goes through, you're looking at 91 damage, potentially. Oh yeah, your Mibby can get crushed, especially with no shield. No chance to block. It is a little curious that you can block a giant orb of magic, but whatever. Oh, let's stop tabbing. Holy shit! A Lajatong of pain. And I'm feeling the pain. No AC. Condenser Vein. Well, low AC, I should say. Tremor Stones. Tremor Stones. Based. Tremor Stones is very good against things with low AC. Would have rather had Scattershot, but that doesn't exist anymore. Gotta be careful about Tremor Stones, because sometimes it just won't hit your enemies. There are uses for them, they're just less reliable. For some reason, Ebering, the developer who made all these dumbass changes, has the idea that more RNG makes the game more interesting. And I definitely have the opposite school of thought on the matter. We could still lose this world record streak basically at any moment in the early game of any game because of the fact that they just consummately refuse to take out the acid wands that can do like 50 damage. So a little bit of random energy happens and you're just dabbed on basically by 100 damage at a point where your character probably has like 40 HP. Really, really goofy. I don't like being slow. Let's improve our lives by killing that torpor snail. That's the use of the lightning rod, you know? Kill stuff that's behind other stuff. Hello, friend. You have pain, which is fine. I have RN+. You have animate dead, which is hilarious. There's not going to be any corpses. I'm Gozag. Oh, I didn't bother to check his defenses. His defenses are really good, but he hits for, like, no damage. Let's just see if we can tab him. The blink is going to make this obnoxious as hell, but we can out-melee him for sure. Oh my god. Let me just take a nap. Alright, there we go. Wand of paralysis. I've been looking for that the whole game. Let's drop this scimitar. We will never need it. Let's drop the poison darts. We will not need those. Let's queue up the throwing net. Let's do the most important thing in the game. Oh, wait a minute. If I do that and when I pick up more throwing nets, they're going to go into a different stack. Boo. How else can I shill? This won't fit on the screen. No. Just gonna have to live with it, boys. Would be funny if there's a chance for your character to skip a turn against low damage enemies because he's laughing from being tickled. I see. Normal play, 5% win rate. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Unless you are very specifically going out of your play to do the most optimal stuff all the time, this game has an exceptionally low win rate. But yeah, if you run in, I've run into water moccasins on D2 on this streak. There's ways around it if you have resources, if you make the exact perfect decisions. I've run into some true, well and truly horseshit things, like I have run into acid wand centaurs, which shouldn't exist. It's insane that they exist. We've definitely had it happen, and we could have lost the streak at any moment because of that. But I generally made the right choices in those situations. Took my 60 or whatever % chance of getting out of it, and it happened to work out, you know. I don't care about that Laja Tang. Let's go down. Oh, hey baby. What up, girl? Okay, this thing... My god, what a bad design for a monster. The blink away is just very frustrating. Alright. Okay, cool. We have shields 15, and because we're big, that means large shields have no penalty for us at all. Let's make use of our manual. If we can start getting acid out of the condenser vein, that's going to be so cool. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and use that again. Whoops, I just used tremor stones. I didn't mean to do that. Resistant to cold. Boo! I'm gonna acid wand her. Whoa! What's happening, bro? You're not supposed to be there. I cleared this floor. Let's use the box of beasts. There's more? What the fuck? What to do about this? Unpleasant development. I wanted to fight this lady by herself, not with melee backup. Look at me, Mom. I'm using the charge ability. Okay. Alrighty, let's go to a staircase, I guess. Actually, I wonder if I could... Come on in. That's right. Oh, she got out of the web very quickly. Chance to spawn random enemies when used. Yeah, that does seem like something Evering would do. Let's go up and rest. Okay, if I acid her and we get the debuff, we should be able to just melee her to death. Okay, takes off the debuff when she transforms. We'll acid her again. Oh, come on. I'll just keep burning acid, it's fine. Wait, is she immune to lightning? I bet she is. She's considered a storm dragon, yeah. Got her. Huh. I don't think I can look up the Storm Dragon version of her. I probably should have made sure she couldn't do 91 damage with the Primal Wave, because I may have just taken a risk of losing the streak. I don't think Primal Wave is affected by GDR. Yeah, I don't know how to look her up in her second form. I guess I could like count the number of hit dice and do the math and create a fake monster that has Primal Wave. But yeah, I think I may have just made a mistake there. I should have been checking what Primal Wave can do. Anyway, she's gone now. That's scary. Yeah, I want to say it's close to 100 damage, so I very well could have had an issue there. Speaking of issues... Okay. Alrighty, we have a bit of a breachhead here, or beachhead rather, into Spider 4. Can't imagine we'll have too much trouble with the rest of this floor, considering we already killed a really strong unique here. Have I tried using large shields in B-Crawl? Yep, I still think it's optimal. Shields, you cannot totally eliminate the shield penalty in B-Crawl. He's trying to balance it, which I think is a very difficult thing to do. I think you would just have to keep buffing the hell out of two-handers for it to be worth it. The problem is that defense is just better than offense in this game. It is what it is. There's no avoiding it, really. Can I paralyze her? 41%? Hell yeah. Memed. Not enough damage to kill her quickly, but whatever. These guys poop webs out on you. Can be a problem for a character that is less defensive than mine. But it can still be a problem for this character. Just less of one. I mean, sure, it's not as good as it is in mainline, but in mainline you basically are just... You're just not playing optimally if you're not using a shield in mainline. You know, I do think that there are more situations in B-Crawl, I suppose, where you wouldn't use a shield, but not many. Not many. I would make the argument that, you know, it really is just almost impossible to balance them. Because, you know, just with the way shields work, just not taking hits is outrageous, you know? I think you would almost have to make two-handed weapons have some percentage of block, you know? So that shields, you know, shields still exist and are still better at blocking things, but you can block stuff still with two-handers, you know? Which is what I thought he had done when I first started playing B-Crawl, but I don't know how I got that idea into my head. Maybe it was just like something we talked about, but it never got implemented. Let's identify some stuff. Oh, hey, we finally have blinking. By Spider 4, we have blinking. We also have brand weapon, which we do not need. So we'll never carry that because we have Vorpal. Song of Slaying with Greatsword. Yeah, maybe. Hard to say. Swords actually do give that, but not all two-handers. I don't know. Wake me up when there's any reason not to go Broad Axe plus shield. It's just optimal, even with people with crappy aptitudes. Okay, we'll condenser vein. We'll duke it out with another Emperor Scorpion while all this stuff dies of poison. Hee hee. Oh boy. Oh, uh-oh. This could be very bad. I don't want to get paralyzed. Being paralyzed next to an Emperor Scorpion would possibly be an end of a run. Tremor Stones is not guaranteed to hit this guy. Probably the right thing to do is paralyze him at 71%. There we go. Some things are immune, which is sort of comical. Spark Wasps, are you? Yeah, you're susceptible to poison. I'm gonna Tremor Stones. But yeah, it's in my interest to just duke it out here due to the fact that I've got all this poison cloud action happening. Tremor Stones again, maybe take out that Hornet in the back. We have Ice Blast now, that's pretty cool. Let's start Lightning Rodding. I suppose I could have immolated here. It's a bit late now. Okay, this stuff can chase me and it can catch me. However, I think we're going to try to walk anyway because Gozag Distract basically just bails me out and lets me go to the staircase safely. Gozag strong. We're up to 15 evocations from 10, and the manual is still going. So we'll just start leapfrogging to like one skill at a time. We'll go up to 16 and we'll see when the manual ends. It really does. Evo is strong, man. I think they've perpetually been trying to nerf Evo and just failing, you know, because I don't know, they don't seem to understand, like, the aspects of Evo that make it so good. With that said, I don't think it's a problem that Evo is strong, to be honest with you. In some ways, I feel like they've made Evo stronger by moving things away from being wands and moving them into being experience-gated consumables, you know, partial consumables. Because, I mean, now you are guaranteed to have infinite uses of them on a long enough timeline, which I think is essentially the opposite of what they were trying to do. Boo! I don't want poison gas versus this guy. Okay, this is one of those situations where I'm losing the melee. Can I have random energy, please? That was random energy in his direction. How about some for me? Yeah. Now we'll melee him at full HP. And lose, maybe. Oh, Jesus, come on. There we go. Yeah, no, I agree. Smart use of consumables is one of the core game loops in DCSS. Mm-hmm. I know we can melee him and win if we reset enough times, but... Oh man, I'm just gonna use the box, whatever. Emperor Scorpions are very good at melee. Like I said, it's kind of a... It's almost like a gear check in a way. Can you melee them? And if you can't, do you have enough resources to take care of them? Because I have not trained weapons really Hey, we used up our manual. Yeah, I have a rule of thumb about evocations. If I find a good wand, I immediately train evocations to 5. And then at certain points of the game, I will then train it up to 10 and 15. Like, at some point, by the time I'm done with Lair, I want to have 10 evocations if I have enough. If I've eyeballed it and I've seen that I have enough consumables, enough evocations items to be worth it. And then by the time I'm done with like, maybe a Lair branch or 2, I probably want to have Evo 15, although that's a little bit early. We went ahead and got it because of the manual. Okay. Go ahead and get these enchant weapons. Absolutely. If you have enough wands, absolutely. That may not happen. But like, if I have 10 Evo on Lair 6, also it is kind of contingent upon your aptitude too. You know, if I'm playing a troll or something, I'm probably not going to have 10 Evo that early. But it really depends on the combo, how the game's going. Hey, Cowboy Jim, thank you for the follow, man. That's why it's very hard to make these sort of broad sweeping generalizations. But one broad sweeping generalization that I think really does apply to every single character is if you find a good wand, probably take your Evo to 5. Or at least 3. Like, train some, come on. Okay, where do I go? Where does he go? I do that. I do play DCSS sometimes. Not too often, but sometimes. Shoals could be pretty obnoxious on this character. Let's find out. I don't want to be engulfed. We're going to have to move back every time we get engulfed. Strength. Okay, first of all, do I have condenser vein? No. It's not charged. Nobody wants to come out to play. Okay. That's what I have to do to make this thing stack with my other throwing net. Don't know how to deal with shoals on B-Crawl. BHoth, the main thing about shoals where he buffed it is he gave Water Nymphs Primal Wave, which I have to admit is very, very strong. I forget if you said that you watched all the way through the VODs, but I got shoals on that B-Crawl Human Gladiator, and I had a rough time in there, but I beat it, so... Did we die? No, of course not. Hello, Francis. Francis, and then we have a Manticore coming from the other direction. Let's acid Francis. And a Javelineer, ew. This is just a few more things than I'd like to fight at the same time, I have to tell you. A lot of damage on the table right now. It's acid, and then we're gonna go ahead and Tremor Stones and hopefully kill some of this stuff. Notice how we debuffed his AC, and then we proceeded to ruin his life by Tremor Stonesing him. Would not have worked if we hadn't acided him first. Francis has a goatee. Yeah, okay. I believe it. Nothing to identify. I'd like to take off this weapon soon. No, I mean, they have the same, I believe, the same damage formula as Scattershot, except now there's just some bullshit RNG. Is like, well, maybe it won't hit them in the right spot. Maybe it won't hit the enemy at all. Let's just guess, you know, let's just hope it works. Fingers crossed. You know, it's really bad, if you ask me. I'd be giving up Arlick, Arpoise, and Resist Negative to switch to my axe right now. I wonder how fast I'd attack. Let's probably wait until we've trained it a bit more. Oh, I didn't mean to wait there. That's okay, though. Uh-oh, it's the lovely scenario that happens sometimes. He moved up, and he created water around the staircase. So now we're officially in a bad situation, and you know what we do about bad situations? We use Condenser Vein. Is that a siren up there? 24%. Too bad there hasn't been any magic resistance that showed up after this ring and this chainmail. Probably should be using the chainmail, but that's okay. Termastone should be okay here. Yep, pretty good. I'm very scared of these water nymphs, though, I must admit. Maybe I will go ahead and step out of the water. Okay, there we go. I'm going to do Wand of Flame to maybe block line of sight and to create steam clouds. Kill that guy because he can just do so much damage to me. Luckily, we did not get barbed there. I'd like to get to an upstairs if possible. This is looking a bit ugly. I don't think it's going to happen for me, so let's just mind control that guy. And let's just run up and punch this guy right in the face. Got him. You know what? I feel okay about ruining this guy's day. I want the last nymph, actually the second to last nymph, I want him dead. Good, got him. Oh, there's another one over here. How many goddamn nymphs are gonna show up here? Good God. Like, did we get marked and I wasn't paying attention? Yeah, nymphs are your #1 foe in here. They do tons of damage when you're in the water, and they can stop you from going up the stairs. Honorable mention to Windrakes, because they can blow you off the stairs. All that crap over there, I can't imagine the rest of the floor has too much. Okay, we can melee this guy. I should have dashed at him, I guess. An air drake. I see. Hey, look at me. This is technically optimal for me to bounce between these two guys. Whoops. Okay, I'm dumb. I should not have chilled out next to that mark trap. Okie dokie. Let's try the other staircase. They should be heading towards a place where I no longer am. Yeah, the chargeability is significantly better than it used to, well, than I thought it was. I thought that you lost control of your character, and I've said that on stream a number of times, and I don't know if that was just like an old version of it, or if I just had a brain aneurysm and thought that's what happened. It's pretty okay. It doesn't really make any sense to me why it's called a roll if you just instantly blink over to their location. It's more like a pounce attack, I guess, like Felid's used to have, perhaps. And it's like, it especially doesn't make sense since it's supposed to be, I think, modeled after the boulder beetle roll, which is very much not instant, which is perhaps why I was confused. Cannot roll closer to the satyr. Okay, they set that up properly, where you can't roll if you're being feared. So melee just doesn't want to work out for me. There we go. Okay. We're going to use the lightning bolt. I don't see this melee going well. But yeah, it'll be interesting when we have the broad axe. You know, a weapon that's actually got decent base damage. Be interested to see how the roll works with that. Okie dokie. Artifact Lajatong, can't say that I care. Wouldn't it be better to use the axe now? Maybe. I want to keep attacking at less than 1 speed, and I'm unconvinced that the axe does that. It probably does. Let's see. We can do the math. It doesn't actually... Yeah, okay. Base delay is 0.7. So I need at least 14 skill to get that to 1. So once axis is 14, then yes, I will feel okay about using it. Technically, it probably is still optimal from a damage perspective. But I like to have full control of my character. You know, I don't want to run the risk of more things happening per attack than I would necessarily expect, you know. It's weird, but I find myself wishing I had Flame Wand still. Kind of funny. Got him. Well, again, if I wanted to do things like kill this guy really quickly, it'd be an okay move. Oh shit, I'm in this tiny little no man's land because I'm being sirened in both directions. We have to use resources then. Oh shit, I'm in water. We have to use a ton of resources now. There's a nymph, I mean. Okay, we'll condenser vein. Well, I don't know why I keep getting poisoned with 16 evocations. It's just really bad rolls. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not ideal. Okay, good. Now we can step out of the water and stop getting dabbed on. Another one? Oh, man. Come on, man. Acid that guy just to virtually ensure he dies. Okay, that nymph is having a real bad time with the poise. Let's just chill out and let her approach. Actually, I will rush at her now. Good. No primal wave. Yeah, this is not B-crawl. The true challenge. The true challenge is not here. Enchant weapon can go away. We never need to pick it up again. Yeah, Shoals is well and truly horrifying on B-crawl. We blinked so we could get a free throwing net. You know, I should probably train a little bit of translocations, just up to like 5, just so we can get this thing castable, so it's not 56%. It's almost no experience at this point. It's goofy that I haven't done it yet. Ugh, the nymph. This feels like Shoals 4, but it's not. In terms of damage, I'm more scared of this Javelineer as long as I'm not in water. I'm just gonna do this now that I've set it up. There we go. Hey, Elatrion, how you doing, buddy? I have another question for B-Crawl. Any tips on dealing with TRJ? Yeah, you can't net it. The same strategy still works, it's just less effective. You got to have a character that can kill it a little bit faster than you used to be able to, even without the net. And your summons are now, like, crucial. You have to have the summons if you want to do the strategy. Whereas, you know, in a version where nets still work on TRJ, you can kind of get away with not having summons if your character is tanky enough. My god, the Javelineers do so much damage, it's so stupid, and we can't block it. There's always the MO strats, you know, which I typically don't really use in mainline, but they certainly exist. Get a bunch of allies, maybe like skeletons or something under Kiku, and just read MO and do a little damage to TRJ, get him to have some stuff around him out in the open, MO, and then blow up everything. You don't even need allies really for that to work. You just have to do some damage to him and not be right next to him. No. It's okay. I don't mind answering DCSS questions or any questions at all. Ask me about Bitcoin for all I care. I'm fine with that. Ask me about my fantasy novel. And then give me money for it. MO explosions should cause shafts to appear. It actually sounds pretty cool. Should I dump another $5 into Bitcoin and then buy your book, or vice versa? Why not? Why not both? You really cannot be too careful with these Javelineers. You really only want to fight one at once if you can avoid it, because of these cheater javelins. Bitcoin did not go up $100,000. That would be really sweet if it did, but no, it's like $40,000 right now, and it was about a month ago it was 10,000, so it went up 4x. I hope it goes up $100,000. That'd be awesome as hell. Then I can really poop on the no-coiners. Okay. Let's go down. How did it even get that high? People are willing to pay for it, man. Like any other commodity, any other asset. Also, institutions started getting involved. So you have these boomers who dismissed it as like a scam or a fraud or a fad. And all of a sudden, they're very interested because they see it going up. So as a result, every single boomer is now basically asking their financial advisor, how do I get into Bitcoin, bro? And so you have all these people getting in. You have real institutions getting in. Yeah, you would be almost a millionaire right now If you had 24 coins, I think you would be a millionaire minus tax. 40,000 times 24. Well, it's very easy, psychologically speaking. It is very easy to dismiss something that you don't understand as just like something stupid that, you shouldn't take seriously. I think that's because you don't want to feel like you're missing out on something, and it's kind of like a self-soothing sort of way to avoid feeling bad about the fact that you missed the train to the moon, And it's very frustrating when you're somebody who knows about this kind of thing, and you're watching people say stuff about Bitcoin that just like doesn't make any sense at all, It's pretty sick, man. I wish I had millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. Well, but the stock market's different, because with the stock market, it's like, that's kind of a traditional thing that's existed for a very long time. Bitcoin is new, so it is exceptionally easy for people to say, oh, well, this is just tulips, the tulip mania or whatever, if you're familiar with that. Well, yeah, you might as well debate with the wind. You can't talk to these people, There's a whole lot of people out there who it's just impossible to have a conversation with them. Both in politics and in things like Bitcoin. They're not interested in having a conversation, You have one whole Bitcoin. Very good, man. That puts you in a very rarefied air, man. I don't know if $40,000 makes you rich, but it's a lot of money by itself. It's not like you can live off it for the rest of your life, but that's sweet, dude. I mean, if you think about it, there's only 21 million Bitcoins that will ever exist. Less, really, for reasons I probably will not get into. Several million less, in fact. Sometimes people lose their Bitcoin, they lose access to it effectively, indefinitely, so on and so forth. If if somebody dies and they didn't give their keys to anybody, for example. But with regards to, if you own one whole Bitcoin, only 21 million people in the entire world of billions could ever do that. By definition, by the math, there can never be more than 21 million Bitcoin maximum. Yeah, I believe in Bitcoin long-term personally, and again, not financial advice, not an actual, me saying this is definitely going to happen. It's just my opinion. Personally, I believe that Bitcoin is going to go above $300,000 eventually. Right, that's what I was saying about the permanent loss. Well, I mean, even if it wasn't a legal thing, I would never presume to give people legal advice. I've never said, look, you should buy this, you should do that. All I can do is give my opinion, I can tell you what I would do, But like in the short term, you may see a crash. You could see a 50% crash to 20K. You could see it run up to 60K. You could see all kinds of shit. Anybody who tells you that they can predict this with 100% accuracy is a liar. And they're probably trying to get you to buy something. Yeah, I like the Nemelex altar, the way it looks. It's too bad they nerfed him so many times. Very thematic battlefield with that altar around. I feel like there should be something cute that happens when altars are on the screen. Like some kind of mechanical thing. But then again, that would just sort of encourage you to drag things to altars to fight, I guess. If COVID gets worse, more people might get into crypto, Latrion says. Maybe. I mean, I think that if the powers that be keep doing these fucking lockdowns, you're going to see economic turmoil, the kind of which we haven't really seen since the Great Depression. So that's my take on that. Will Bitcoin go up in a scenario like that? It would make sense for it to go up, but it could also crash because people are just trying to get into cash so they can afford a loaf of bread, It really just depends. And I hate to be so wishy-washy, but it depends and maybe are the only thing that you're going to hear from people who are not trying to lie to you about about these kinds of predictions, you know. And it'd be the easiest thing in the world for me to speak with more surety and say, oh, well, I know for a fact, like, this is going to happen. I could do that if I wanted to, but I don't want to be a liar. I don't want to mislead people, you know. I don't want to be the hype man or the confidence man or whatever. Doesn't seem ethical. Could have gotten shoved off by this primal wave. Oh, look at this asshole. Let's check the damage. 3d20. It's only 60 damage. Okay. Well, I mean, I'd probably make a lot more money if I, you know, if I was trying to do, you know, I make a little bit of money, not too much off of referral links. I could probably make like 10 times as much if I was willing to be that kind of guy, but it's just, you know, I want to be able to look at myself in the mirror, you know, and I certainly don't want to make people go broke because they followed my advice, which I'm sure would not be correct 100% of the time. Did I get acquirement? No, it wasn't. I don't have any acquirement. Oh. Turns out Tony is correct and I'm blind. I guess it's, yeah, it's over there. Okay, off to the right. Thank you, Tony, for your keen elvish eyes. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to make these decisions for yourself. You got to do the research for yourself. You got to, you cannot rely on somebody else to make financial decisions for you. And I think so many people, they're just looking for an Oracle of Delphi, basically, to show up and, you know, throw the bones and do a little dance and predict the future for them. And it's just not, you know, it's just not going to happen, man. Withering away. How curious. All right, let's acquire. Not very much gold. Manual of armor. Barding of fire resistance. Oh ho ho! We can finally have a barding. And it has RF plus on it. We're very unlikely to find something like that again. So, while I'd really like to have the manual, I can't not use the, you know. Oh, is that a Pog? Is that a Pog champ? Yeah, no, it's so Orwellian, dude. I'm so very much reminded of, in the Soviet era, Stalin having people killed and then erasing their images from photos. If you use PogChamp now, and they've done this specifically to block better Twitch TV, I assume. They now, if you say that, it forces the Twitch version of it to show up, which is not the guy who has right-wing opinions. Isn't that what happened? The original PogChamp guy was he was like too right-wing, so they removed it. They claimed it was because people were using the emote to support the Capitol Hill thing, which feels silly to me in and of itself, even if that is the real justification, because you could use any emote to support anything. But it's the guy. I'm telling you, these fucking leftists who run everything, they're demons, dude. Like, they want to find every single person they disagree with and unperson them and act like they never existed at all. It's shit that is by definition Orwellian. And you're going to see this get worse long before it gets better, is the thing. Because, you know, they did the same thing with, I'll give you a goofy example. Did you guys know that they made a Picard TV show? It was really bad. It was run by people who really clearly didn't really care too much about Star Trek. But there was this actor, who played a character in Voyager, and he had said some pro-Trump things or some right-wing things, and as a result, he couldn't get a job in Hollywood ever again. It was the guy who played Icheb in Voyager, some Borg guy, the kid, I guess, who was kind of like the protege of Seven of Nine or whatever. I'm getting into some real nerd shit here, so forgive me if it's a little too much. But basically, the actor said some right-wing stuff on Twitter, and so he was unpersoned by Hollywood. And this is how petty, check it out, this is how petty and horrid these far leftists are. They had to basically kill this guy in effigy. They got a new actor to play him in Picard, and they viciously killed the character off in this throwaway scene in the beginning of an episode where they have like a drill going into his eyeball. And there was this rumor going around, and I tell you, I believe it, because there's no other reason for them to pull this character back and then just murder him immediately in such a brutal way. Did you know that there are many ways that you can help support this channel? Read about them on rosecrypto.com/support. At Rose Crypto, you can learn all about cool things like the Brave web browser, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.